Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Susan's Just Making It. I'm Susan, and as always, I'm here making stuff, messes, chaos, and just trying to make it through life. If you've been here before, welcome back. If this is your first time watching, welcome to my channel. If you like today's video, don't forget the thumbs up, everybody. It's right down here. It takes a quick second to hit that button, and I really appreciate it, and it really helps my channel. So today's video is another Wacky Eyeshadow Wednesday. Every Wednesday, my channel, Susan's Just Making It, and Stephanie over at Glitzy Gem, we create a new eyeshadow look in an attempt to step out of our comfort zone. Usually we use the same palette every week and just the two of us create two different looks, but the last few weeks we've been using different palettes because Stephanie has been fulfilling some viewer requests. So with that being said, I'm going to be doing a palette on my own this week, and while we're creating new looks and getting out of our comfort zone, we're encouraging our viewers to do the same. So go ahead and grab a new palette, try a new look, some new colors, and just play in your makeup and have fun. So there will be a link to Stephanie's channel down below. If you start with my channel, make sure you go over and check out the look she does this week. And if you started at her channel and came over to see what I did, welcome, and I hope you like what I come up with. So today's look I am going to be doing with the Triumph of Venus, can't talk today, eyeshadow palette. That's from Musee Beauty. I'm hoping that I didn't butcher it too bad. Actually, I won this palette in a giveaway a few months ago from Bianca, her channel. That's the name of her channel, but actually her name is Bianca Verix. But I'll link her channel down in the description box so you can go check her out. She's a Canadian YouTuber. She does a ton of makeup looks, and her looks are really awesome. So I'd really appreciate if you go over and check her channel out, because she really does some amazing looks, and I won this palette in a giveaway from her. I won this in a cream blush palette, actually, and this is a very pretty palette. I've not played with it yet because, again, I'll admit I was a little intimidated, but I had another palette in mind for this week, but the more I thought about it, I'm like, I don't know, I just want to try something a little bit different and out there, and that's why I grabbed this, because this is definitely out of my comfort zone and it's not something I would usually grab to use. So, not that it's not a pretty palette, it's just not my go-to that I would grab. So with that being said, there is a mirror, so I'm not trying not to blind you guys, but this is the palette, and it is inspired by the artwork that's on the cover, and it just has some really beautiful colors in there. I like that it doesn't do just one color story, so that pushes me out of my comfort zone a little bit. It's got the oranges, and it's got the blues, and then it's got some dark neutrals here. So I'm going to go ahead and swatch this real quick, because I have not touched this at all. So I want to see what the colors look like swatched before I start throwing them on my face, and then that way you guys can see what the colors look like as well. So today my thoughts have been escaping me like terribly. So I'm going to go ahead and swatch these so we can see what they look like. And I have a makeup wipe by me, and the colors, hopefully I can read them without having to throw my glasses on. I'm going to go from top to bottom. Let's see if I can bend this back so I don't blind you guys. So the first color here is called Depths. Also, I was going to show you guys the cover. And this is like a very, very dark brown. It's almost black. Actually, it might actually be black instead of brown the more I look at it. I think it is just a black, a matte black. So there's that one. I'm going to go ahead and show you the cover. If you look at the artwork on the cover, it's not obvious, but I was looking at the cover and then looking inside, and the colors in the palette actually are somewhere in the artwork. So the next color is called Storm, and it's a nice gold. And there it looks brownish, but once I put it on my finger it looks gold. So it's definitely like a coppery gold, really pretty. This is why I like to swatch them, because sometimes the colors look way different on your skin than what they do in the pan. So you can go on a little bit more knowledgeable to what colors you're throwing on your face. The next one is called Temptuous, this blue shade right here, and this is a matte. It's a real pretty blue, like a denim blue. Let's see if I can show you guys. So it's this blue color. It's like a denim color. And then we have the next row down. The next color is Seafoam, which is a shimmer. It's like a bluish gray. Oh my gosh, it's really pretty. Like a bluish gray color. I'll put that right next to it. Very pretty. Like I said, a very pretty palette, but it's not in my comfort zone, so I thought it was a perfect palette for a Wacky Eyeshadow Wednesday. The next color is Shallow, which is just a light blue, and this is a matte. It's a matte blue. And I'm getting like really pretty matte light blue. Let's see, the next color is Beam, and it's a shimmer. It's just a light tan kind of shimmer, and as I put it on my finger, I see it's more like a gold, so we'll just put that here. Yeah, this is more gold, where the other one was more coppery, and I'm getting farther and farther down my arm. I might have to come up on my hand next so I don't have it all the way up to my elbow. So that's the second row, and then we're going to go on with this color, which is 1740. A nice peachy goldy yellow. I'll just put that on my hand. Nice there we go. A nice golden yellow. Very pretty. The next color in the middle is called Tide. Right here. It's a shimmer. Looks very pretty. Anxious to see what this looks like. Swatch. Oh my goodness. Really pretty. It's like a teal blue almost. Gorgeous. Love it. Now, anybody that watches my channel knows I'm not a fan of blue eyeshadow. And I've said before, I don't hate it, but just I don't want blue on its own. And the blues in here are very pretty. I'm loving this one, and I'm loving this denim one. And then the last color is called, I'm probably going to butcher it, Boucher, B-O-U-C-H-E-R, which I probably did not say that right. And this is a nice rust color, and this is a matte. And it's just a beautiful orange, just orange, like a burnt orange. Really, really pretty. So these are the colors I have to play with today. And like I said, it's not a palette that I would grab because I go for my pinks and purples and, you know, stuff like that. And this has got, you know, not just one, you know, color range in it. So kind of interested myself to see what I come up with, because like I said, just this was like a last minute thing. I had a palette I've been looking at for the past 2 weeks that I wanted to do this week, and then today I'm like, you know what, I think I'm gonna play with that palette. So I came in with just my brows you know, shaded in, and eyeshadow primer. So we're gonna go ahead and get started, and I'm going to go in with I'll just go in with this shadow brush. And I think I'm going to go in with, originally I was thinking of this 1740 before I swatched it, but that's very yellowy. So, no, I'm not sure what color to go in with, to be honest. I'm going to go ahead and try, not sure now that I swatched them. I thought I had a plan, but the colors looked a little different than in the pan. I'm going to go ahead and go in with Shallow, the blue, and put that for like a transition shade. Let's see what happens. I'm just gonna go in and start playing and hope for the best. At the end of the day, it is just makeup, and it can wash off if it turns out terrible. But we'll see. Sometimes you just might be surprised what you come up with when you just start playing. So we'll see. At the end of the day, it's not that serious. It's just makeup. And that's why I'm always telling you guys, just get in there and play. I mean, what's the worst? You don't like it and you go in and wash it off. You can either start again or try a different look the next day. Not a biggie. And I'm not going anywhere today. I might run to the store and grab a couple things, and if it looks okay, that's great. And if it looks not so okay, I'll just wash it off and go without makeup on my face. No big deal. Although I'm encourage you guys to try new stuff. You might not want to do it on a day that you have something important planned, that you are on a time crunch. And if it turns out bad, that could be a problem. But when you're just home, not doing much of anything, or you only just run into Walmart, I mean, this is going to sound terrible, but even if your makeup doesn't look good and you go to Walmart, you're going to be okay. You just look around you, you'll be okay. But, yeah. Just on a weekend when you have some free time and looking for something to do, grab a palette and play. No harm done. And I'm finding out, like I said, I've only been getting into makeup the past year or so. So any opportunity I get for practice is always a good thing, because I'm still learning as I go. So that's just for a transition, and we'll see what we can, if we can build on this and do something with these colors. So next, I think I'm gonna go in with this rust color, this orangey rust, and I think I'm gonna go more in my crease with that. I'm gonna get a little bit of a smaller brush so I can have a little bit of more control where I'm putting the color. I am gonna go in with this brush. It's more of like a pencil detail, but because the color is so intense, I want to have more control over where I'm putting it, and I don't want to go in with too fluffy of a brush and end up with it in a too big of an area, just because it's intimidating to me. So we'll go in a little conservative. And I'm going to put it more on my true crease. I'm okay with playing with color, but I still don't want to get too carried away when it's intimidating until I get more comfortable with it. I mean, I'm willing to play with the color, but I don't want to look in the mirror and scare myself because it's so different from what I'm used to. And my thoughts are you can always add more, but if you go in ham and you just get so much color on your eyes, it's going to be way more difficult to tone it down than it is going to be to build it up. So we'll just see what this ends up looking like. I'm going to just hope for the best. I really don't know what this is going to end up looking like, if I'm going to like it or not, and I just, like I said, we'll find out together. And it's not so bad, so I'm slowly just adding more so that I don't have a super fine line in my crease so that it looks funny either. And I'll admit this is a little difficult today because we're supposed to have showers today and it hasn't rained more than a couple sprinkles, but it's been very overcast, so trying to do anything today has been a bit of an effort because the light is not good because it's pretty dark, but it's okay. So okay, so that's pretty good. I'm just gonna take this brush that I put the blue color on with and just blend it a little bit to soften it, because with that smaller brush I feel like it's a little harsh, so I just want to blend it a little bit softer. And I'll be honest with you, my least favorite color is orange, so when I looked at this and saw orange I was like, orange, yuck. But I'm actually kind of liking it. It's a very it's not like an orange like the fruit, it's got that rust color to it, so I think it's very pretty, and I think it suits me pretty well. So yeah, so far so good. Let's see. Let's get into some of these blues and play a little bit. Let's see. Oh my gosh, decisions. I'm gonna go in with I'm just gonna grab this brush. This is just an inexpensive one I got at the Dollar Tree, but I like the shape of it. I'm gonna go ahead and try this color Tide, that pretty tealish color, and try to put that in the middle of my lid, the lower of my lid, and see what we can do with that. I'm surprised it's going on as well as it is with a brush, being a shimmer. I feel like sometimes these shimmers don't want to go on well with a brush. You have to use your finger. But this seems to be going on really well. So even though I'm intimidated by the colors, I will say that the formula seems really nice. The performance is definitely there. I have used some eyeshadows that I look in the palette and I'm in love with the colors, but then when I go to put them on, I hate the palette because it's just so hard to work with. It's patchy, it's dry, it's powdery, you can't blend it. Even with a primer, 5 minutes after you complete your look, it just looks patchy. But this I'm finding very easy to work with. Now I don't know the price point of this brand of cosmetics. I'm assuming that they're a little bit a higher price point. And one reason I'm saying that, I mean, I'm just assuming, I could be wrong, is because this is a really nice formula. Really, really, really nice. I probably should have looked up some information on this brand before I did the video, but yeah. I never prepare as much as I should, I guess. So that's in the middle. I really like this color next to the orange. The teal and orange together looks really nice. For being intimidated, I'm really happy that I grabbed this palette because I'm really enjoying this, to be honest. And these are colors. If I saw this in the store, I would have never in a million years grabbed it because I'd have been like, there's just orange and blue going on. I just don't know what to think about that. I don't like orange and I don't like blue eyeshadow. But I'm liking it. I'm just debating if I want to use depth for here because it's almost black, or if I want to try to use that Storm, which is a coppery color. And the black does scare me, I'll be honest. So I'm going to try this color Storm. That when I swatched it, it was more like the coppery color. And we'll see what that looks like for an outer corner. If it's not dark enough, I'll go ahead and I'll go in with depth. And it's looking like this is not going to do it for me. Yeah, it just doesn't seem to be doing much of anything. So I'm just going to clean my brush off a little bit and try to soften that down. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm not seeing a ton of fallout. There is some fallout, but not terrible. But anyway, I'm going to go in with the depths, and I'm going to try to use that on my outer corner because the Storm just wasn't really showing up. Yeah, this is a little bit more dramatic. I like this better. So we'll see how this looks. Now this is an inexpensive brush and it's not like the best quality brush, but I like that it has a very long handle, so that makes it kind of easier to deal with. I got these at the Dollar Tree one day. I picked up they were all individual and I picked up a few. I picked up like a highlighter brush and a few eyeshadow brushes. Didn't expect much from them coming from the Dollar Tree, but then the next time I went, I'm like, oh, maybe I'll grab some of them to put in giveaways, you know, because they're so cute, but they didn't have them the second time I went. Now this, I'm making a mess over here, but I'll clean that up with a makeup wipe. Which I'm going to try to clean some of it up now. I think this wipe dried out a little bit. We'll try to clean it up a tiny bit. When I go in to put on my mascara and liner and stuff, I'll clean this up a lot better. because this wipe's pretty dried out. I don't want to fumble around and get a fresh one right now. But yeah, that's much better for the outer corner. The other color was way too light. So let's see. I'm gonna just go in with the brush that I used originally for the blue transition shade. Just blend this out a tiny bit so I can see what I'm working with here a little bit. Alright, I don't know if I dare to. I'm gonna just go ahead and try to go back in with that shallow that I started with and go above the orangey color that I put in my crease, because I feel like it just totally disappeared. It's really light by comparison, so it's probably not going to show up the best. I'm just going to try to put that kind of all over my lid above the orange color. Because, yeah, it's not too bad. Alright, so I'm going to go in with the orange because I feel like some of it got blended away. Darken it back up. I'm going in with that little tiny detail brush again. I feel like a lot of it got blended away, which I'm going to go back in and blend it again. That's why I'm putting it a little bit darker than I want it, so it doesn't get a washed out look again. I never feel like I'm getting both of my eyes done even, but it's alright, whatever. So, and the reason I did that is because I want to go in with the same brush that I put the blue, and I want to try putting some of this 1940, which was the mustardy lighter orange. Get it off there so I don't remember. And I'm going to go above that orange just a tiny bit. I don't know if it's showing up that well or not. I don't feel like it is. I don't feel like it's showing up at all. There we go, a little bit. Very difficult for me to see on that side. It's so dark. There's no light coming in the window. I don't know if I've seen a palette with a similar color story to this before or not. It's very different to me. Yeah, I think that softens it up a little bit. Definitely. Okay, so I have the tide in the middle, and then I have depth out here. I have the Bosher, I hope that's how it is, in my crease, with the 1740 slightly above it, and then the shallow blue way at the top. Now I'm just going to grab something from my inner corner. Let me get another brush because I don't want to get that orange all over. I'll just go in with, yeah, why not? I'll use this little pencil detail brush, and I'm going to go in with the Seafoam, which was that silvery bluish color. I don't know if it's going to work well with a brush or not, but I'm going to try it. And I'm just going to do it over here. Oh yeah, it's working really well. Because it's silvery, but it's got that little bit of blue, so I think it's blending in well with the blue in the middle called Tide. Oh yeah, definitely. Nice. I would have never in a million years. I know orange and blue are like on the opposite end of the color spectrum. I would not normally expect them to complement each other as well as they are, but it seems to be doing quite well at that. And the only other thing I'm going to do before I go in and blend it a little bit and then put on my mascara and liner is I'm going to bring the depth, this outer corner color, up into my crease just a tiny bit, because to add more depth to my look. See what a difference? And of course I'm going to blend it out. It's not going to look this rough. But I just feel like when I bring it up into the crease a little bit, it just really makes a huge difference. And I know it looks rough, but I'm going to blend it out. Yeah, big difference. So again, I'm going to go in with the regular shadow brush that I've been using all along, because it's going to work fine. I could get a fluffier blending brush, but this is going to be fine. And I'm just going to blend it in a little bit so it's not such a harsh line, because it looks a little ridiculous that harsh. Yeah, there we go. And I mean, I have the shadow switchers and I could grab it to use, but I'm finding like just a folded over paper towel works just as good. I feel like it doesn't, I don't know, it's not as rough, but yeah. So there we go with the blues and oranges. I'm going to, one last thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to try to make this, is go in with a tide again on my finger, which is that really pretty tealish, metallic-y teal color, and try to make it brighter, because all that blending, I feel like I lost it. And I do apologize, I probably could have made this shorter, but I'm still having a little bit of a rough time talking from not feeling well over the weekend. And I feel like I'm dragging a little bit, so I do apologize if I'm a little more flat than usual. I'm just still not feeling 100%. Yeah, bringing that back in really makes a huge difference. And then the only last thing I'm going to do, I'm going to try it with this and just hope that the orange, I have wiped enough off, is I'm going to go in with this Beam, the goldish color, and put a little tiny bit right under my brow bone here, just to lighten it and for some shimmer. Harder to see on this side because the light is not that good. Hope I'm not getting too much on there. No, I don't think so. And then just very little bit on my very inner corner here to brighten my eye up. I feel like it's coming showing up here very well. You realize the light from the window is terrible. Not a very intense like inner corner, but it does a job. Usually the colors I use on the inner corner are very, very light, and this is just a little bit warmer, but I think that it works well. It's just not what I'm used to for my inner corner. See, it's more golden. Usually I go for something a little bit more silvery, I think. So I'm going to go ahead and pause this. I'm going to just clean up a little bit, put some liner and some mascara on and a lip color, and I'll be right back and we'll see what the final look looks like. So I will be back momentarily. Okay everyone, so I am back with my completed look. All I did was clean up some of the fallout with a makeup wipe and got rid of that. I went in with, it's just an inexpensive LA Girl blue eyeliner pencil and just lightly lined under my lower lash line, about 2/3 of the way in. Left this part unlined so it didn't close my eyes in. Went in with my Rimmel London Shake It Fresh mascara, which I love, anti-clumping, and it does not clump. It's amazing. And then I put on some lip color. It's from Context, and the color is Lost Angeles, and with a little bit of gloss on top. And then I used this palette, of course, the Triumph of Venus, and the colors again. And to be honest, like I said, I've had this for a while, was a little intimidated by it, the orange and blue together. If you want me to be 100% honest, when I got this, I was like, I don't know if I will ever touch that palette. I am so glad that I grabbed this instead of the other palette I was going to use. The other palette I was going to use, I have used once or twice before, but I wanted to go for something out of my comfort zone, with that being the whole idea behind the collab. I am so glad I did. I enjoyed using this palette way more than I anticipated I would. I will definitely be using this again. I'm really liking this palette a lot, and I'm really happy with the look that I came up with. Even when I was swatching it, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull something off or not. Those colors are just so all over the place. But here's my final look. I'm happy with it. Like I said when we did the Juvia's Place, I Live Ice, I believe is the name of it. It's not right in front of me. With just all the blues, I was not happy, and I was entirely out of my comfort zone, and I did not care for using that palette at all because it was just all straight up blues. But this, having the orange and golds, breaking it up, I like it a lot. And like I said, I don't hate blue eyeshadow, but just on its own, it's just too much for me. It just screams 80s, and we left that behind a few years back. But with the warmer colors, breaking it up, I think the cool and warm colors together worked out really well. I think this complements my coloring, and I am really happy with how it turned out. So you guys can let me know down below what you think. Do you think I pulled off something with those colors that were all over the place or not? Use the palette again, Susan, or don't ever touch the palette again, Susan. I must say I'm impressed. And again, the artwork on it is gorgeous. You know, I'm a sucker for all the packaging, and this definitely delivers on the colors, the formula, and the packaging. And again, the colors. Like I said, I wasn't sure when I first looked at it, but I don't know what you guys think, but I'm happy with it. I like it. So let me know your thoughts below, and as always, I'll always ask for feedback. Any palettes you have in mind, any colors, any looks, any feedback like that, leave right down in the comments. Stephanie and I appreciate the feedback, and we do try to accommodate, you know, suggestions. If you haven't given the video a thumbs up yet, I greatly appreciate it if you consider doing so. And I will have Stephanie's video for this week linked down below, and I will have the channel Verix Bianca down below as well, where I won the palette. She also does amazing eyeshadow looks. So make sure you check out both ladies. And until next Wednesday, bye everyone.